Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. In this video, I'll tell you about 4 foreigners arrested for being wanted fugitives, electricity hike in Cebu, Pogo victims speak out at House inquiry, massive visa updates for both the Philippines and Thailand, and much more. Let's start off with today's exchange rate, jumping into our first story. Immigration officials in Manila arrested 4 fugitives wanted for crimes in Japan. 3 individuals were arrested in Paranaque City and another one near the airport. These individuals were reportedly found members of telecom fraud syndicate based in Cambodia and are facing charges for unlawful capture, confinement, extortion, and fraud. They had outstanding arrest warrants from Japan since May 2024. The BI stated that they are facing deportation due to charges of undesirability. Wow, that was difficult to say. I don't think I've said that word out loud. Anyhow, not very often we hear Japanese actually being in trouble for crimes outside their own country. Then again, criminals don't discriminate. You can find them in every single country. Let's get the crime stuff out of the way. Government investigators on Thursday presented 3 persons behind series of cyber attacks on government online resources, including the Philippines Navy's database. They were arrested in operation in Tagaytay, Cavite, Quezon City, and Makati City last week. I still don't know why in the Philippines they showcase these criminals like I guess for the press conference. It's kind of like, and they cover their face. If someone can go ahead and let me know what the reason for that is it to show off that they've caught these people? Is it just a simple news update? I don't understand why showcase them like that, because if it was for shame, why cover their face, right? Yeah, I don't really know what the purpose of that is. I'd love to know your answers if you're living in the Philippines, if you know the answer, if you work in law enforcement, because for my simple brain, I just don't understand the reason. 4 foreign nationals, mostly Chinese, rescued from Philippines offshore gaming operators, hubs in Pampanga and Tarlac, appeared at Wednesday's inquiry of 2 House panels to prove the activities inside online gaming facilities. A Filipino who was rescued from the scamming facility in Myanmar was also presented during the joint hearing of the House panel on public order and security and human rights. They also showed a video clip of 5 Pogo workers undergoing at the hands of Chinese nationals inside the facility. This includes a video of Malaysian national who was found not alive last year. The first video showed the Chinese woman being... Okay, so I'm not going to read all that as graphic content. You can simply find that in any online search if you're curious about actually seeing that. But yeah, that's up to you. Regardless, they want to go ahead and completely ban these Philippines offshore gaming operations because, yeah, it's obviously creating so much crime, right? Like, let's be honest here. However, there are some questions regarding the impact it might have for the economy because they do generate a whole bunch of money, and the legal ones, they bring back a lot in taxes and other things. So let me know your thoughts down below. This is going to be a hot topic. Usually I don't like to divide people or say divisive things, but I'm just curious of which of you guys, maybe I'll do like a poll on the channel, a first poll on Asia Now. I want to know what your thoughts are. Do you support the banning of all Pogo operations, or do you think it just needs to be more regulated so we can still get the benefits of having these high earning facilities and paying taxes to the government in hopes of kicking it back into the community? And yeah, I'd love to know where most people stand, whether you're a foreigner or local. I don't think it matters, but yeah, I'm curious. And some quick update on Alice Guo. Apparently, she has been placed on a lookout bulletin. The Bureau of Immigration said both Alice Guo and Alice Hua Ping, I mean, I assume by now she'd be easily put on that bulletin to watch out in case she tries to leave the country. A lot of people think she's already gone and she's out. Next up, some price hikes for Cebu electrical users of Visayan Electric. Residential power rates in Cebu are set to increase by up to 37% for the July and August billing period. Visayan Electric said on the Facebook advisory on Wednesday that from the 9.71 kilowatt in June, it'll increase to 13.27. Whoa, that's a huge jump per kilowatt. Like, here's the thing. Lately, in the past few months, I've seen some crazy electrical bills. People just, electricity is going crazy with the prices of utilities and all that. That's why when I rent, I mean, for short-term visitors like myself, 1 month, 2 months, 6 or 5 months at a time, when I stay in the Philippines, I always ensure that my electricity, my water, all my utilities, my internet is all inclusive. I don't want to be dealing with that stuff months later after I'm gone, still catching up. And yeah, of course, you're going to have to pay a little bit more. So let's say my rent for my condo is 20,000 pesos a month. I offer the owner 23,000 pesos a month or something like that in order to not deal with the headache. Yeah, some people may not be okay with that as far as unit owners, but a lot of them will say, okay, because they have an idea of what the monthly budget might be. And I don't want to worry about that, right? And plus, I don't want to have to be contacted when I'm outside the country taking a trip somewhere, won't have to send money back. It's just a whole bunch of hassle. So if you're coming to the Philippines, try to work that into your contract, into your stay, to get it all inclusive. Next up, yesterday I covered how Manila ranked the 5th riskiest city according to Forbes from 60 cities around the world based on a whole bunch of factors. And now there's a response from the Department of Tourism. So the Philippines government is committed to ensuring the safety of the visiting tourists. The Department of Tourism said Wednesday, as it took note of Forbes' advisory report ranking the capital as the 5th riskiest city for tourists. The agency said that it continues to work closely with the PNP and the DILG Philippines to help maintain a safe and welcoming environment for travelers. Of course, they're going to say something like that, but I'm really curious to see how they're really partnering with these agencies, with the police. I mean, I would be curious to see, like, what are they doing? It's okay or easy to just say, yeah, we're going to take care of it, but I just want to see some actual steps. I'm curious to see if the actual, like, tangible things they're doing to ensure the safety of foreigners. That's one more thing I want to mention. Like, there's a lot of talk about safety in the Philippines whenever I'm just around social media and with expats and foreigners. A lot of that really comes down to the individual, right? You can get in trouble in any country. Like, just because for the past 5 years, for example, I've had no incidences of safety or concern, doesn't mean that's going to happen to everybody, or vice versa. Just because somebody had a bad experience or something happened to them, maybe they got mugged, I don't know, or very, very serious cases, somebody's life got taken away. That's really hard to say the entire country, the entire cities like that. It's one of those things that's definitely going to divide people as far as what they think, because it comes down to their personal experience. Yeah, I mean, of course, some cities are definitely safer than others or more dangerous than others, but a lot of it, I think, it has to do with what you're doing, right? If you're committing crimes like some of these other foreigners, if you're just staying clean, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you think that Manila deserves? I asked this yesterday, and I got a bunch of mixed reactions, so maybe we'll go ahead and take a look at that during our segment yesterday today. Moving on to our visa update in the Philippines. The Philippines government launched a cruise visa waiver, making entry into the country easier and seamless for visa-required foreigners vacationing on board cruise ships. Eligible foreigners may apply for the waiver at the Bureau of Immigration e-service portal at eservicesimmigration.gov.ph. Oh, okay, so you still got to apply for the visa. I don't understand the waiver then, right? So if they still got to approve you, or maybe just a registration. But let's take a look at some of these countries that basically have a free visa now. According to Wikipedia, so these are the following countries that don't have entry-free visa into the Philippines. Afghanistan all the way down to Yemen. I don't know which of these countries will be taking cruises to the Philippines, but definitely one thing that does stand out is China. So it looks like Chinese cruise ship folks can be entering into the Philippines without a visa, although they still have to register online. Moving on to some big news from Thailand visa. Yesterday I told you guys how they launched a 5-year digital nomad DTV destination Thailand visa, where it allows you to stay up to a year in the country without having to leave. And now there's unlimited land crossing. What does that mean, really? So if you've never been to Thailand, I was going to say the Philippines. If you've never been to Thailand, the biggest issue in Thailand for most travelers is the fact that they have to leave the country every 60 days. And some people used to go ahead and take a van, a bus, some kind of trip into Cambodia and come on back into the country. But recently, in the past few years, they put a limit on that. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 or 3 entries, but you couldn't keep going in and out, right? So that meant that eventually you get denied entry. But now with this new 60-day Thai visa, you're able to cross into any neighboring country by land unlimited. That's actually kind of a very big deal, because what does that mean? If you don't want to apply for the 5-year Thai visa or marriage visa, business visa, retirement visa, all you got to do, even if you're in Bangkok, take a trip to Cambodia and come on back in, because I know I take trips to Pattaya and neighboring places, or islands like Koh Chang, which is basically in Cambodia. So yeah, this is very good news, because it allows tourists and travelers and long-term stayers to be in the country for a lot longer. So those are 2 very big updates when it comes to visas. Let me know which one you think has a bigger significance or impact. Anything you want to share, go ahead and write it in Gua. Alice Gua. Go ahead and write it down in the comment section. If you take the time to write it, I'll take the time to respond. If it's actually a proper comment, any kind of nonsense will be kick off the channel. Let's go ahead and take a look at our segment yesterday today. The most popular comment from yesterday is, I've been traveling here for 21 years. The only thing I've dealt with in Manila is the taxi drivers not wanting to use the meter, but I also don't do bar scenes and around those who do illegal things. This goes right back to what I said earlier, right? Kind of cool how honestly, I didn't even look at these, but coincidentally, that is exactly what somebody else is also thinking. I don't want to blame victims, of course, but you got to think about it. Like, you can really negate how much danger you put yourself in. Is that the word, negate? I don't know. Let me know. That's a word, right? Negate. Yeah, so either way, that's one of the top comments. Another popular comment is from Chimp Chap, who says, good, they found the culprit, but holy, being so hateful on others, so sad. Yeah, definitely agree. Some very senseless crime committed there. Another popular comment from Curtis, who says, when I go to the Philippines, I see the electrical work. People are using jumpers because they can't afford the electricity bill. I'm surprised there's not more fires from all the illegal electrical work. When you see some of it, you're just shocked. It doesn't overload the system because the Philippines does have some of the most expensive electricity rates in the world compared to the wages and salaries. Another comment kind of linking back to what I talked about today about the electricity bill rising in the Philippines. Let me know if you live in any part of the Philippines. I'd love to know if you've noticed any rise in your electricity bill in the past few months, and it's only going to get worse apparently, up to 30% if you're living in Cebu. Let's read one more from Phil, who says, many fires along the water from Cebu have been set to move out from squatters or prime land. It's sad they don't have government that cares about the people. And this was about some comment I made yesterday regarding, I've heard rumors of people actually doing this purposely and trying to bring some resorts or some other properties along areas where already settled by squatters. Yeah, and that's it basically. If you enjoyed this video, I never said this today, drop me a like, hit that subscribe button, and let's go ahead and reach 5,000 subscribers. This channel is still fairly new, but I'm getting a lot of positive feedback for you guys. So seems like you're enjoying it, so I'm going to continue doing it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Undesirable. Why can I say that? Undesirability. What? Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Palm, what was the place we went to? Koh Chang.